Welcome ladies and gents, my name is Curci and this is the review for Sunset Overdrive. I can barely remember a time when a game has made me laugh as hard or as much as Sunset Overdrive did. Everything worked for me in this game. From the jokes to the gameplay, I honestly can't think of anything negative about this game. After the overcharged energy drink turns the residents of Sunset City into mutants, you must fight to survive in this awesome apocalypse. Throughout the game, you'll meet other survivors, each adding their own bit of humor to the game. In fact, all of Sunset Overdrive is filled with video game-centric jokes. That is because this is a game that knows it's a video game. It will reference various gaming cliches like invisible walls, respawning, and side quests. When Sunset Overdrive isn't making a joke, it is breaking the fourth wall. There wasn't a single moment in this game that didn't have me smiling. There are a few things that inhabit the open world of Sunset Overdrive, and each of them are enjoyable. There are challenges that you can complete and compare your time against friends, side quests that are single objective missions that have their own bit of humor to them, collectibles that I surprisingly always had to go after when I saw them, and random events like rescuing other survivors. With the large area of Sunset City, it was important for the game to make the navigation a good and working mechanic. This is exactly what happened. The fast pace and easy movements of Sunset Overdrive had me often forgetting that fast travel was a thing in the game. In fact, the game at times had to remind me that I actually could fast travel. The things that filled the world just had me getting easily distracted. Every side quest and challenge I passed I had to complete, and I also had to go out of my way just to get a collectible I spotted. It is the perfect way of going about an open world game, to fill your world with not just different things to do, but make what is there worth doing. In addition to having a fun way of getting from point A to point B, the movements are also useful during combat. As you grind on rails, bounce, and wall run, you are also killing enemies and building up your style meter. As your meter fills up, you start to enable amps which serve as power-ups. There are some that will have you shoot fireballs when you swing your melee weapon, some that will cause fire to shoot up from the ground, even one that will add an announcer that will announce when you do something cool in a very funny way. In order to get new amps, you'll have to gather up collectibles like camera lenses, stinky shoes, toilet paper, neon signs, and balloons, and then defend an overcharged vat while the new amps are created. This is one of the more fun things to do in Sunset Overdrive. After setting up traps, hordes of enemies will charge in and your job is to defend. The sheer amount of enemies added with the awesome weapons and the well-designed navigation, you can build up your style meter quickly, which creates so much chaos on screen, and in the middle of it all is you having an absolute blast. While the single player is a true wonder to behold, the game also has a multiplayer. You and 7 other people compete in a series of missions, each having a percentage of chaos and another adding to something else such as a bonus to health, bonus to damage, etc. Between each mission, players are given a waypoint and then it becomes a race to get there first. Be first and get more points. As you play through each mission, you accumulate points because while the missions are for the most part cooperative, they are also competitive. At the end of it, you must defend the vats against waves of enemies. The higher your total chaos percentage is, the more chaotic this final sequence is, which means more rewards at the end. Each area of the game has its own set of missions to keep things fresh. The level of difficulty varies in each of these new areas, but that also means more chaos and more rewards. Having the large amounts of enemies adding in 8 players all firing weapons, I came to be amazed by how much was on screen at once and realizing how technically sound that Sunset Overdrive is. It never once dropped a frame or lagged, instead I was having non-stop fun. Sure, the game had occasional hiccups with one mission glitching out on me which prevented me from completing it, but because each mission was so enjoyable, I had no trouble doing the mission over again. I was also a little bummed out that the game didn't have a co-op mode for free roaming, but I can't hold it against the game for not having something. When it comes to the negatives of Sunset Overdrive, I have to nitpick because there is an extremely small amount of them, if any at all. And that is because with the fun gameplay, the awesome jokes, funny characters, and fantastic multiplayer and missions, Sunset Overdrive is without a doubt a Game of the Year contender. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.